1 hour a day to transform your life. Published by MindRise Audio. Introduction. 1 hour. That is all it takes to begin changing your life. Not one perfect day, not one lucky opportunity, not a dramatic breakthrough, just one intentional hour. Most people believe that real change requires endless time. They think they need the perfect schedule, unlimited motivation, or ideal circumstances before they can improve their lives. But that is not true. Great lives are not built in a single moment. They are built one day at a time, 1 hour at a time. Imagine where you could be 1 year from today if you invested just one focused hour in yourself every single day. 1 hour to learn, 1 hour to grow, 1 hour to build a new skill, 1 hour to improve your health, 1 hour to strengthen your mind, 1 hour to create the future you truly want. The results may seem small at first, but small actions, repeated consistently, create extraordinary outcomes. This book is not about chasing perfection. It is not about working longer hours or filling every minute of your day with endless tasks. Instead, it is about using 1 hour with purpose. 1 hour that belongs entirely to your growth. Inside these chapters, you will discover practical principles that can be applied by anyone, regardless of age, background, or experience. You will learn how to take control of your time instead of letting time control you. You will discover how to build simple daily routines that last. You will strengthen your focus in a world full of distractions. You will develop greater discipline, better habits, and a mindset that supports lasting success. Most importantly, you will learn how consistent daily action can create remarkable change over weeks, months, and years. This is not a book filled with empty motivation. It is a guide for steady progress. Every chapter is designed to help you make meaningful improvements without feeling overwhelmed. The lessons are simple, the ideas are practical, the actions are achievable. As you move through this journey, remember one important truth. You do not have to change everything today. You only have to use 1 hour wisely. That single hour can become the foundation of a better future. It can help you become more confident, more disciplined, more focused, more capable, and ultimately more fulfilled. Transformation does not happen because you wish for it. It happens because you choose it. Every day offers a new opportunity to make that choice. Every hour offers a chance to move closer to the life you want. The decision begins now. As you listen to the chapters ahead, keep an open mind, reflect on the ideas, apply the lessons. Take action, even when the steps seem small, because every great achievement begins with a single decision, and every lasting transformation begins with one intentional hour. Welcome to your journey. Welcome to 1 hour a day to transform your life. Chapter 1. Why 1 hour can change everything. Think about the last 24 hours of your life. Some of that time was spent working, some was spent eating, some disappeared into scrolling on your phone, watching videos, waiting in traffic, or simply letting the day pass. Now ask yourself one simple question. How much of that time was invested in becoming a better version of yourself? For many people, the answer is surprisingly small. That is not because they lack ambition. It is not because they are lazy. Most people genuinely want a better life. They want better health. They want stronger relationships. They want financial freedom. They want confidence, peace, and purpose. The challenge is not desire. The challenge is direction. Life has a way of filling every empty space. Responsibilities grow. Deadlines appear. Notifications never stop. Every day seems urgent. Before long, weeks become months. Months become years. Many people look back and wonder where all the time went. The truth is simple. Time never disappears. It is only spent. The question is whether you are spending it by accident or investing it with purpose. This book is built on one powerful idea. One intentional hour every day can change the direction of your entire life. At first, that statement may sound too simple. After all, how could 1 hour compete with years of habits, challenges, or setbacks? The answer lies in the power of consistency. Imagine placing one small brick on the ground every day. One brick does not look impressive. Even after a week, it still seems insignificant. But continue for months, continue for years. Eventually, those small bricks become a strong and beautiful building. Success works in exactly the same way. Every meaningful achievement is built one small action at a time. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful business started with one customer. Every healthy body was built through countless ordinary workouts. Every great book began with a single page. Transformation is never the result of one giant leap. It is almost always the result of many small steps taken faithfully over time. Consider the story of Daniel. Daniel worked a full-time office job. His schedule felt overwhelming. Every evening he told himself that tomorrow would be different. Tomorrow he would exercise. Tomorrow he would read. Tomorrow he would start learning new skills. Tomorrow kept moving further away. One evening, Daniel made a different decision. He stopped trying to redesign his entire life. Instead, he promised himself one focused hour every morning. During that hour, he turned off his phone. He read books. He practiced new professional skills. He planned his day. He exercised for a short time. Nothing dramatic happened during the first week. The second week felt much the same. After 1 month, however, he noticed something surprising. He felt more confident. He had more energy. He completed more work. He wasted less time. A year later, Daniel had earned a promotion. He had improved his health. He had built knowledge that opened new opportunities. People around him believed he had become lucky. They never saw the quiet hour that made everything possible. This is how real change often happens. The biggest victories are usually invisible in the beginning. You rarely notice progress from one day to the next. You notice it when you compare who you are today with who you were 6 months ago. Nature teaches this lesson everywhere. A tree does not become tall overnight. It grows quietly. Its roots spread beneath the surface long before anyone notices its height. The same principle applies to your life. The strongest changes often happen where nobody else can see them. Your confidence grows. Your discipline becomes stronger. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your habits become healthier. Then one day the visible results finally appear. Many people fail because they expect immediate rewards. When they do not see instant success, they believe nothing is happening. That belief causes them to quit. The truth is very different. Progress is often taking place beneath the surface. Every hour you invest is strengthening your future. Think about learning a new language. The first few days feel confusing. The words seem unfamiliar. The grammar feels difficult. You may even wonder whether you are making any progress at all. Then one day you suddenly understand an entire conversation. What changed? It was not that single day. It was every hour that came before it. Growth accumulates. Every focused hour adds another layer of understanding. The same principle applies to fitness. No one becomes healthy after one workout. No one becomes unhealthy after missing one workout either. Health is built through repeated choices. Your future is shaped by what you do consistently. This is encouraging because it means you do not need to be perfect. You only need to keep moving. Many people believe they need more motivation before they begin. In reality, action often creates motivation. When you complete one meaningful hour, you feel accomplished. That feeling encourages you to return tomorrow. Each successful day builds confidence for the next. Confidence is not created by thinking. It is created by doing. Another common mistake is believing that 1 hour is too small to matter. Think about money. If someone invested a small amount every day for many years, those investments could grow into something remarkable. Time works the same way. Small investments become extraordinary when they are made consistently. 1 hour each day equals 7 hours every week. That becomes more than 360 hours each year. Imagine spending those hours reading valuable books, learning a professional skill, building a business, practicing communication, improving your health, writing your ideas, strengthening your relationships. The possibilities are almost endless. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine spending those same hours scrolling without purpose, complaining, procrastinating, waiting for the perfect moment. Both paths require time. Only one creates a better future. This chapter is not asking you to work every waking moment. Rest is important. Family matters. Joy matters. Balance matters. The goal is not to become busy. The goal is to become intentional. One focused hour has far greater value than several distracted hours. Quality always matters more than quantity. As you continue listening to this book, remember that you are not competing with anyone else. You are not trying to become someone different overnight. You are simply becoming a better version of yourself. 1 hour at a time, one decision at a time, one day at a time. The beauty of this approach is that anyone can begin. You do not need expensive equipment. You do not need perfect conditions. You do not need permission. You only need a willingness to invest in yourself. Today can become the turning point. Not because everything will change before the sun sets, but because today is the day you choose a different direction. Every meaningful journey begins with a single step. Every remarkable achievement begins with a single decision. And every transformed life begins with one intentional hour. As you finish this chapter, pause for a moment and ask yourself one final question. If you could dedicate just one focused hour tomorrow, free from distractions and filled with purpose, how would you use it? Do not worry about next month. Do not worry about next year. Focus on tomorrow. Protect that 1 hour. Honor that 1 hour. Invest that 1 hour wisely. Because 1 hour may seem small today, but repeated every day, it has the power to change everything. Chapter 2. Take back control of your time. Time is the one resource that every person receives equally. Every day begins with the same 24 hours. The richest entrepreneur has them. The greatest athlete has them. The most successful author has them. So do you. The difference is not how much time people have. The difference is how they choose to use it. Many people believe they have a time problem. In reality, they have a priority problem. They tell themselves they are too busy to exercise, too busy to read, too busy to learn a new skill, too busy to spend quality time with family. Yet somehow, hours disappear into television, endless scrolling, unnecessary meetings, and distractions that leave no lasting value. The problem is rarely a lack of time. The problem is allowing time to slip away unnoticed. Imagine receiving $86,400 every morning. There is only one rule. You must spend it before the day ends. Whatever you fail to use disappears forever. No savings, no carrying it forward. Every morning, the account is reset. Most people would protect every dollar. They would think carefully before spending it. Time works in exactly the same way. Every day, you receive 86,400 seconds. Once they are gone, they never return. You cannot save them. You cannot earn them back. You can only decide how to use them. That is why taking control of your time is really about taking control of your life. Every hour reflects your values. Every choice shapes your future. The good news is that you do not need to control every minute. You only need to become intentional. Consider the story of Maria. Maria was a working mother with 2 young children. She believed there was simply no time left for herself. Between work, family responsibilities, shopping, cooking, and household tasks, Every day felt exhausting. She often dreamed about learning graphic design. She wanted to build a freelance career. But every evening she told herself the same thing. I will start when life becomes less busy. Months passed. Nothing changed. One weekend, Maria decided to record how she spent her time. She wrote down every activity, every phone check, every television show, every unnecessary conversation, every moment of waiting. At the end of the week, she made a surprising discovery. She had spent nearly 15 hours on social media. She had watched more than 10 hours of television. She had checked her phone hundreds of times. She had not lacked time. She had lacked awareness. The following week, she made one simple change. She limited social media. She watched fewer shows. She protected one uninterrupted hour every evening. That hour became her classroom. She learned new software. She practiced every day. Within a year, she was earning extra income from freelance work. Eventually, that side income became a successful business. Her life changed because she found time that had been hidden inside her daily routine. Most people are closer to their goals than they realize. Their opportunity is often buried beneath distraction. One of the greatest enemies of progress is unconscious living. Many people move through their day on autopilot. They wake up, they react, they answer messages, they attend meetings, they complete urgent tasks. Then they fall into entertainment until bedtime. Tomorrow looks exactly like today. The cycle repeats. Days become weeks, weeks become years. Without intention, life becomes repetition instead of growth. The first step toward taking back your time is becoming aware of where it actually goes. You cannot improve what you do not measure. For the next few days, notice how you spend your hours. You do not need expensive software. A simple notebook is enough. Write down your activities honestly. Do not judge yourself. Simply observe. Awareness creates clarity. Clarity creates better decisions. Another powerful principle is learning the difference between being busy and being productive. These two ideas are not the same. Busy people fill their schedules. Productive people create results. A busy person answers hundreds of emails. A productive person completes meaningful work. A busy person rushes from task to task. A productive person focuses on what matters most. Being busy often feels satisfying. It creates the illusion of progress. But activity alone does not produce success. Direction matters more than speed. Imagine climbing a ladder as fast as possible. Now imagine discovering that the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. All your effort brought you to the wrong destination. Many people experience exactly this in life. They work harder every year, yet they never ask whether they are working on the right things. Taking back your time means choosing what deserves your energy. Not everything deserves your attention. Every yes is also a no. When you say yes to another hour of mindless scrolling, you say no to learning. When you say yes to endless distractions, you say no to your goals. When you say yes to procrastination, you say no to your future. Successful people understand this truth. They protect their attention because they understand its value. Think of your attention as sunlight. When sunlight is scattered, it provides warmth. When it is focused through a magnifying glass, it can create fire. Your mind works the same way. Scattered attention produces average results. Focused attention creates extraordinary progress. This is why one uninterrupted hour is so powerful. During that hour, silence your notifications. Close unnecessary tabs. Put your phone away. Let people know you are unavailable. Treat that hour as an important appointment, because it is. It is an appointment with your future. Some people worry they cannot find an extra hour. Start by looking for hidden moments. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Reduce television by 30 minutes. Limit unnecessary phone use. Combine small pockets of time. You may discover that your hour has been waiting for you all along. Remember that time management is not about squeezing more work into your day. It is about creating space for what matters most. That includes rest. That includes family. That includes exercise. That includes learning. Balance is not achieved by doing everything. Balance is achieved by doing the right things at the right time. As you become more intentional, you will notice something interesting. Your stress begins to decrease. You stop feeling rushed. You stop reacting to every distraction. Instead, you begin leading your day instead of chasing it. This simple shift changes everything. You become calmer. You become more focused. You become more confident. Not because life became easier, but because your choices became clearer. Before finishing this chapter, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself these simple questions. What activities bring real value to my life? What activities quietly steal my time? What is one distraction I can reduce starting today? What meaningful activity deserves one protected hour tomorrow? Do not try to change everything at once. Choose one improvement. Protect 1 hour. Repeat the process tomorrow. Small changes become lasting habits. Lasting habits become a transformed life. Time has always been your greatest investment. From this moment forward, choose to spend it wisely. Because when you take back control of your time, you also take back control of your future. Chapter 3. Build a powerful daily routine. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary day. More often, it is the result of many ordinary days lived with intention. Every morning offers a new beginning. Every sunrise gives you another opportunity to choose how your day will unfold. The question is simple. Will you spend your day reacting to whatever happens, or will you begin with a plan that moves you closer to the life you want? That choice is the difference between drifting through life and living with purpose. This is where a daily routine becomes one of the most powerful tools you will ever develop. Many people misunderstand the idea of a routine. They imagine a life that is rigid, boring, and controlled by the clock. But a powerful routine is not a prison. It is a guide. It removes unnecessary decisions. It reduces confusion. It creates space for your energy to be used on what truly matters. Think about an airplane before takeoff. Before it leaves the runway, every system is checked. The fuel is inspected. The route is confirmed. The weather is reviewed. The destination is clear. Because of this preparation, the flight has the greatest chance of arriving safely. Your day deserves the same level of preparation. Without a routine, every distraction becomes a new destination. Every notification pulls your attention away. Every unexpected event changes your direction. But with a routine, you already know what deserves your focus. Imagine two people beginning the same Monday morning. The first person wakes up late. He immediately checks his phone. He reads messages. He scrolls through social media. He rushes to get ready. He skips breakfast. He arrives at work already feeling behind. The rest of his day becomes a series of reactions. Now imagine the second person. She wakes up at the same time every morning. She drinks a glass of water. She stretches for a few minutes. She reads 10 pages of a book. She reviews her goals. She plans her most important task. Before the world demands her attention, she has already invested in herself. Both people had the same 24 hours. Only one began the day with intention. The quality of your morning often shapes the quality of your entire day. This does not mean you must wake up at 4 in the morning. There is nothing magical about a specific hour. What matters is consistency. A routine works because it becomes familiar. Your brain stops resisting it. Your actions become automatic. And what once required discipline gradually becomes a habit. This is how lasting change is created. James was a university student who struggled with procrastination. Every semester began with excitement. He bought new notebooks. He created ambitious study schedules. He promised himself that this time would be different. Within a few weeks, everything fell apart. Assignments piled up, stress increased, his confidence disappeared. One day, his professor gave him unexpected advice. The professor said, "Stop trying to have perfect days, build repeatable days." Those words changed everything. Instead of creating an impossible schedule, James built a simple routine. He woke up at the same time. He reviewed his notes for 30 minutes each morning. He studied for 1 focused hour every afternoon. He prepared for the next day every evening. None of these actions were extraordinary, but they were consistent. By the end of the year, his grades had improved dramatically. His stress had decreased. More importantly, he trusted himself again. His success came from repeating simple actions, not from waiting for motivation. That is the true power of a routine. It allows you to succeed even on days when you do not feel inspired. Motivation is unpredictable. Some mornings you will feel excited, other mornings you will feel tired. If your progress depends on your emotions, your results will always be inconsistent. A routine removes that uncertainty. You act because it is what you do, not because you feel like doing it. Think about brushing your teeth. You probably do not debate whether to brush them each morning. You simply do it. The habit has become part of your identity. Your most valuable routines should become just as automatic. Building a routine does not require changing your entire life overnight. In fact, trying to change everything at once usually leads to failure. The better approach is to begin with a few meaningful habits. Start small. Choose actions that are easy to repeat. 1 glass of water after waking up, 10 minutes of reading, a short walk, writing down 3 important tasks, 5 minutes of quiet reflection. These habits may appear insignificant, but together they create momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in personal growth. Once you begin moving in the right direction, continuing becomes easier. Another important part of a powerful routine is protecting your first hour of the day. The first hour is valuable because your mind is fresh. Your attention has not yet been scattered by countless distractions. Use this time wisely. Avoid reaching for your phone the moment you wake up. News, messages, and social media can wait. Your goals cannot. Give your dreams the first part of your day instead of the leftovers. Your evening routine also deserves attention. Many people underestimate how much tomorrow depends on tonight. A peaceful evening prepares you for a productive morning. Spend a few minutes reviewing your day. Celebrate small victories. Learn from mistakes without judging yourself. Prepare your clothes if needed. Write down tomorrow's priorities. Go to bed with a clear mind. These simple actions reduce stress and improve your focus when morning arrives. Remember that routines are not meant to be perfect. Life will interrupt your plans. There will be unexpected meetings, family responsibilities, travel, illness, difficult days. Do not allow one missed routine to become an excuse for giving up. Missing one day is a pause. Giving up completely is a decision. Always return as quickly as possible. Consistency is built by restarting, not by being perfect. Another common mistake is creating routines that are too complicated. Some people design schedules with dozens of habits. Every minute is planned. Every activity has strict rules. For a few days, everything feels exciting. Then reality arrives. The routine becomes exhausting. Eventually, it is abandoned. A simple routine is often stronger than a complicated one. The easier it is to follow, the more likely you are to continue. Ask yourself one important question. Can I realistically repeat this every day? If the answer is no, simplify it. Your routine should support your life, not control it. As your routine becomes stronger, you will notice something remarkable. Decision fatigue begins to disappear. You waste less mental energy wondering what to do next. Instead, you simply move from one meaningful activity to another. Your focus improves. Your confidence grows. Your productivity increases. Most importantly, you begin trusting yourself. Every completed habit sends a powerful message to your mind. It says, "I keep my promises." That belief changes the way you see yourself. You stop thinking of yourself as someone who wants to improve. You become someone who actually improves. That shift in identity is more valuable than any single habit. Before ending this chapter, take a moment to imagine your ideal day. Not a perfect day, a repeatable day. One that fits your responsibilities. One that supports your health. One that creates steady progress. Write down 3 habits you want to practice every morning. Write down 2 habits you want to practice every evening. Keep them simple. Keep them realistic. Then protect them every day. Remember, your future is not built by occasional moments of greatness. It is built by ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary consistency. A powerful life begins with a powerful routine, and a powerful routine begins with the simple decision to show up for yourself every single day. Chapter 4. Train your mind for growth. Every great transformation begins in a place that no one else can see. It begins in the mind. Long before success becomes visible, a decision is made. Long before confidence appears, a belief begins to grow. Long before a dream becomes reality, the mind quietly accepts the possibility that it can happen. This is why training your mind is one of the most valuable investments you can ever make. Your life will rarely rise above the quality of your thinking. If your thoughts are filled with doubt, fear, and excuses, your actions will reflect them. If your thoughts are filled with purpose, hope, and determination, your actions will begin to change. Your mind is like a garden. If you care for it, healthy ideas will grow. If you ignore it, weeds will take over. The garden does not choose what grows, it simply grows whatever is planted and repeated. Your mind works the same way. The thoughts you repeat become the beliefs you live. The beliefs you live become the actions you take. And your actions eventually become your future. This is why you must become the gardener of your own mind. Many people spend years trying to change their circumstances while ignoring the thoughts that created those circumstances. They search for a better job, a better house, a better opportunity, a better environment. Those things can certainly improve life, but lasting transformation begins inside. When your thinking changes, your choices change. When your choices change, your life begins to move in a new direction. Consider the story of Emma. Emma dreamed of becoming a public speaker. She admired people who could stand on a stage and inspire others. But every time she imagined herself doing the same, one thought stopped her. "I am not confident enough." That sentence became part of her identity. Whenever an opportunity appeared, she declined. Whenever someone encouraged her, she found another excuse. She believed she was protecting herself from failure. In reality, she was protecting her fear. One day, a mentor asked her a simple question. "Who told you that you are not confident?" Emma could not answer. She realized that she had repeated the same belief for so many years that she had accepted it as truth. From that day forward, she made one small change. Instead of saying, "I am not confident," she began saying, "I am learning to become confident." It seemed like a small difference, but those words opened a new possibility. She joined a local speaking group. Her first presentation was uncomfortable. Her second was slightly better. Her 10th was stronger. A year later, she was speaking to audiences she once believed were impossible. Her life changed because her thoughts changed first. This illustrates an important truth. The words you speak to yourself matter. Whether you realize it or not, you are having conversations with yourself every day. Sometimes those conversations encourage you. Sometimes they discourage you. If you constantly tell yourself that you are too old, too young, too inexperienced, or not talented enough, your mind begins searching for evidence to support those beliefs. But if you tell yourself that you can learn, improve, and grow, your mind begins searching for opportunities instead. Your brain is designed to notice what you repeatedly focus on. Think about the last time you decided to buy a particular car. Suddenly you noticed that model everywhere. The cars had always been there. Your attention simply changed. The same thing happens with your thoughts. Focus on problems, and you will notice more problems. Focus on possibilities, and new opportunities begin to appear. This does not mean pretending that life is perfect. Challenges are real. Disappointments happen. Failure is part of growth. Training your mind does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing a response that moves you forward instead of holding you back. There is a powerful difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset says, "This is who I am." A growth mindset says, "This is who I am becoming." A fixed mindset believes talent is everything. A growth mindset believes skills can be developed. A fixed mindset fears mistakes. A growth mindset sees mistakes as teachers. Imagine a child learning to walk. The child falls again and again. No one expects perfection. No one says, "Perhaps walking is not for you." Instead, every fall is accepted as part of learning. Eventually, the child walks with confidence. Adults often forget this lesson. We expect ourselves to succeed immediately. If we struggle, we assume we are not capable. But growth has never worked that way. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once a student. Every successful person has failed more times than most people realize. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. One of the greatest habits you can develop is becoming aware of your mental habits. Pay attention to the thoughts that appear during difficult moments. When you face a challenge, what is your first response? Do you immediately think, "I cannot do this"? Or do you ask, "What can I learn from this?" That one question changes everything. Questions shape the direction of your thinking. When you ask better questions, you discover better answers. Instead of asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" ask, "What can this experience teach me?" Instead of asking, "Why am I failing?" ask, "What skill do I need to improve?" Instead of asking, "What if I cannot do it?" ask, "What if I can?" Your mind follows the questions you ask. Choose them carefully. Another powerful way to train your mind is through the information you consume. Every book you read plants ideas. Every conversation influences your thinking. Every video you watch shapes your perspective. Every person you spend time with affects your attitude. Imagine eating unhealthy food every day. Eventually, your body feels the effects. Your mind works the same way. If you constantly feed it negativity, fear, and hopelessness, your thinking becomes weaker. Feed it wisdom, encouragement, and knowledge instead. Protect your mental environment. Choose your influences wisely. One inspiring conversation can change your direction. One meaningful book can change your perspective. One valuable lesson can change your future. Never underestimate the power of positive input repeated consistently. Visualization is another valuable practice. Many successful athletes use it before competitions. They imagine themselves performing successfully. They picture every movement. They prepare mentally before acting physically. You can do the same. Spend a few minutes each day imagining the person you are becoming. See yourself speaking with confidence. See yourself working with focus. See yourself making wise decisions. See yourself living according to your values. Visualization is not magic, it is preparation. It helps your mind become familiar with success before success arrives. Remember, however, that visualization must always be followed by action. Dreams without action remain dreams. Thoughts become powerful only when they lead to meaningful effort. That is why this book continually returns to one simple principle: think, act, repeat. As you continue training your mind, you will notice gradual changes. Challenges become opportunities, mistakes become lessons, obstacles become stepping stones. The situations around you may remain the same for a while, but your response becomes stronger, and that changes everything. Before you finish this chapter, take a quiet moment to reflect. Ask yourself these questions. What belief has been holding me back? Is that belief truly a fact, or is it simply a story I have repeated for years? What new belief would help me move forward? Write down one empowering sentence that reflects the person you want to become. Read it every morning, repeat it every evening, then support those words with action. Remember that your mind is always learning. Every day, it becomes stronger in the direction you train it. Choose thoughts that build you instead of limiting you. Choose beliefs that encourage growth instead of fear. Choose actions that prove those beliefs are true. Because the life you create tomorrow begins with the thoughts you choose today. Train your mind with patience. Train it with purpose. Train it every day. And over time, you will discover that the greatest transformation was never outside of you. It was within you all along. Chapter 5. Master the habit of daily action. Ideas are powerful. Dreams are inspiring. Goals give life direction. But none of them can change your life until they are followed by action. Action is where transformation begins. It is the bridge between who you are today and who you want to become tomorrow. Many people spend years preparing for a better future. They read books. They watch educational videos. They attend seminars. They make detailed plans. They buy new notebooks. They create vision boards. They wait for the perfect moment. Then they wait a little longer. The problem is not that they lack knowledge. The problem is that they delay action. Knowledge without action creates frustration. Action creates progress. Progress creates confidence, and confidence inspires even greater action. This simple cycle has changed countless lives. The most successful people are not always the smartest. They are often the ones who consistently act, while others continue waiting. Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool. You want to learn how to swim. You read every book about swimming. You watch professional swimmers. You memorize every technique. Months pass. You still have not entered the water. How much have you really learned? Very little. The moment you step into the pool, everything changes. Your first attempts may feel awkward. You may struggle. You may even fail. But now you are learning through experience. Real growth always begins with action. Life works the same way. You cannot build confidence by only thinking about it. You build confidence by doing difficult things. You cannot become healthier by planning workouts. You become healthier by exercising. You cannot become a skilled writer by reading about writing. You become one by writing. Action turns possibility into reality. Consider the story of Michael. Michael dreamed of starting his own business. For years, he collected business books. He listened to podcasts every day. He filled notebooks with brilliant ideas. Whenever someone asked about his plans, he enthusiastically explained everything he intended to do. But one thing never changed. He never started. Deep inside, Michael feared making mistakes. He wanted every detail to be perfect before taking the first step. One afternoon, an older entrepreneur gave him simple advice. He said, "Your first version will never be your best version, but it must exist before it can improve." Those words stayed with him. Instead of trying to build the perfect business, Michael created a simple website. It was not perfect. He made mistakes. Some customers were unhappy. Some ideas failed completely. but every mistake taught him something valuable. Within 2 years, he had built a successful company. People admired his confidence. Very few realized that confidence came after action, not before it. This is one of the greatest lessons you can learn. Do not wait until you feel ready. Very few people ever do. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn as you go. Perfection is often the enemy of progress. Many people believe they need more motivation before taking action. The truth is often the opposite. Action creates motivation. Think about a day when you did not feel like exercising. The hardest part was usually getting started. Once you began moving, your energy increased. Your mood improved. Finishing the workout felt easier than beginning it. The same principle applies to almost every meaningful task. Starting is usually the greatest challenge. That is why successful people focus less on finishing and more on beginning. If you can consistently begin, you will often continue. One helpful strategy is called the 5-minute rule. Whenever a task feels overwhelming, promise yourself that you will work on it for just 5 minutes. Only 5. Anyone can manage 5 minutes. Most of the time, once you begin, you will continue far beyond those first few minutes. The hardest barrier is simply getting started. Another powerful habit is reducing the distance between decisions and actions. Imagine receiving an idea. Perhaps you want to read a book, learn a language, start exercising, write your first article, call an old friend. Many people say, "I will do it someday." Successful people ask a different question. What is the first small action I can take today? That question changes everything. A dream becomes a task becomes an action becomes progress, and progress builds momentum. Momentum is one of the most valuable forces in personal growth. Think of a train leaving a station. At first, it moves slowly. It takes effort to gain speed. But once it builds momentum, it travels with remarkable power. Your habits work the same way. The beginning feels difficult. Consistency feels easier. Eventually, action becomes part of who you are. This is why daily action matters more than occasional bursts of effort. Running 10 kilometers once is impressive. Walking every day transforms your health. Reading an entire book in one weekend feels productive. Reading 20 pages every day builds lifelong knowledge. Saving a large amount of money once is helpful. Saving a little every week creates lasting financial stability. Small actions repeated consistently always outperform large actions performed occasionally. Another obstacle to daily action is fear. Fear often disguises itself as logic. You tell yourself you need more information, more experience, more confidence, more certainty. Sometimes those things are necessary, but often they become excuses. Fear asks, "What if I fail?" Growth asks, "What if I succeed?" Fear focuses on embarrassment. Growth focuses on learning. Fear protects comfort. Growth creates possibility. Courage does not mean acting without fear. Courage means acting despite fear. Every successful person has experienced uncertainty. Every leader has doubted themselves. Every entrepreneur has faced setbacks. Every athlete has lost competitions. The difference is not that they avoided fear. The difference is that they refused to let fear make their decisions. Remember this truth. Action is the cure for overthinking. The more you think without acting, the more complicated everything becomes. Your mind invents problems that may never exist. You imagine failure before you even begin. Action interrupts that cycle. It replaces imagination with experience. Experience creates wisdom. One practical way to strengthen the habit of action is to celebrate completion instead of perfection. Did you exercise today? Celebrate that victory. Did you read for 1 hour? Celebrate your consistency. Did you complete one meaningful task? Acknowledge your progress. Small victories build self-belief. Self-belief encourages future action. The goal is not to become perfect overnight. The goal is to become someone who consistently follows through. Your identity is shaped by your repeated actions. If you write every day, you become a writer. If you exercise consistently, you become an active person. If you keep your promises to yourself, you become someone you can trust. That trust is priceless. Every time you take action, you strengthen your character. You prove that your words have meaning. You become more reliable, more disciplined, more confident. Not because life became easier, but because you became stronger. There will be days when progress feels slow. There will be moments when results seem invisible. Keep going. A farmer does not dig up seeds every week to check whether they are growing. He waters them. He protects them. He trusts the process. Eventually, the harvest arrives. Your daily actions are seeds. Every focused hour is a seed. Every good habit is a seed. Every disciplined choice is a seed. You may not see immediate results, but growth is taking place beneath the surface. One day, those small actions will produce opportunities you cannot yet imagine. Before ending this chapter, take a moment to think about one goal that truly matters to you. Do not think about finishing it. Think only about the next action. What can you do today? Can you write one page? Can you read one chapter? Can you make one phone call? Can you practice one new skill? Can you spend one focused hour moving forward? Do that one thing, then repeat it tomorrow. Remember, success is not built through occasional moments of inspiration. It is built through daily moments of action. Your future is not waiting for perfect conditions. It is waiting for your next step. Take that step today. Take another tomorrow. Keep moving forward. One action, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. That is how ordinary people create extraordinary lives. Chapter 6. Develop skills that multiply your value. Your future is not determined only by what you know today. It is shaped by what you are willing to learn tomorrow. Every skill you develop becomes an investment in yourself. Unlike money, a valuable skill cannot be taken away from you. It travels wherever you go. It opens doors. It creates opportunities. It increases your confidence. Most importantly, it multiplies your value. Many people spend years searching for better opportunities. They hope for a better job, a higher salary, a successful business, more financial freedom. There is nothing wrong with these goals, but there is an important question to ask first. Why should those opportunities choose you? The answer often comes down to the value you bring. The marketplace rewards people who solve problems. The better you become at solving meaningful problems, the more valuable you become. That is why learning should never stop. Graduating from school is not the end of education. It is only the beginning. The world changes quickly. Technology evolves. Industries grow. New careers appear. Skills that were valuable yesterday may become less important tomorrow. People who continue learning continue growing. People who stop learning often stop progressing. Imagine two co-workers who begin the same job on the same day. They earn the same salary. They have similar responsibilities. During the first year, both perform well. Then something changes. The first employee finishes work each day and spends the evening watching television. There is nothing wrong with relaxing. Rest is important, but every evening follows the same pattern. The second employee also rests, but each day he protects 1 hour for learning. He studies communication. He improves his computer skills. He learns about leadership. He reads books related to his profession. He asks experienced colleagues thoughtful questions. 1 year passes, then another. 5 years later, their careers look very different. One is still doing the same work. The other has earned promotions, greater responsibility, and higher income. The difference was not luck. The difference was learning. 1 hour a day quietly changed the direction of a career. This is the hidden power of skill development. The rewards are often delayed. You may study for weeks without seeing obvious results. You may practice every day without immediate recognition. Do not let that discourage you. Skills grow beneath the surface before they become visible. Think about planting a fruit tree. During the first months, you see very little. Most of the growth happens underground. The roots become stronger. Only later does the tree begin producing fruit. Learning works the same way. The knowledge you gain today becomes the foundation for opportunities tomorrow. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they already know enough. The moment you stop learning, you begin falling behind. Curiosity keeps your mind alive. It helps you notice possibilities that others overlook. It encourages creativity. It improves your ability to solve problems. Never lose your desire to learn. Ask questions. Read widely. Listen carefully. Stay open to new ideas. Every conversation has something to teach you. Every experience contains a lesson. Every mistake offers valuable feedback. The people who grow the fastest are often those who remain humble enough to keep learning. There are many kinds of valuable skills. Some are technical, some are personal, some improve your career, others improve your life. Communication is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. No matter what profession you choose, your ability to express ideas clearly will influence your success. People who communicate well build stronger relationships. They inspire trust. They resolve conflicts more effectively. They lead with greater confidence. Listening is another powerful skill. Many people listen only to respond. Very few listen to understand. When you truly listen, people feel respected. You notice details that others miss. You gain knowledge that cannot be found in books. Problem solving is another skill that multiplies your value. Every organization needs people who can remain calm during challenges. Instead of complaining, they search for solutions. Instead of blaming others, they ask helpful questions. Instead of giving up, they continue learning until they find an answer. People like this become indispensable. Leadership is another skill worth developing. Leadership is not limited to managers or business owners. Anyone can lead. You lead by setting an example. You lead by keeping your promises. You lead by encouraging others. You lead by acting with integrity. True leadership begins with leading yourself. If you cannot manage your own habits, your own emotions, and your own time, leading others becomes much more difficult. Another skill that deserves attention is adaptability. The world changes faster than ever before. New tools appear. New systems replace old ones. Unexpected challenges become part of life. People who resist every change often struggle. People who adapt continue moving forward. Adaptability does not mean abandoning your values. It means remaining willing to learn new methods while staying true to your principles. One powerful habit is becoming a lifelong student. A student does not believe they know everything. A student remains curious. Every book becomes a teacher. Every mentor becomes a guide. Every experience becomes a classroom. The greatest experts in any field continue learning long after they become successful. That attitude keeps them growing. It can do the same for you. Sarah understood this principle well. She worked as a customer service representative. She enjoyed helping people, but she wanted to advance in her career. Instead of waiting for a promotion, she invested 1 hour every evening. She studied communication. She practiced public speaking. She learned basic project management. She improved her writing. No one required her to do these things. She chose to invest in herself. After several months, her manager noticed the difference. She solved problems more effectively. She handled difficult conversations with confidence. She volunteered for new responsibilities. Within a few years, she became a department manager. Her promotion did not happen because she waited. It happened because she prepared. Preparation often creates opportunity. Many people believe successful people are simply fortunate. They see the opportunity. They celebrate the achievement. What they do not see are the hundreds of quiet hours spent learning. Every expert has invisible practice behind visible success. That is encouraging. It means greatness is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to improve consistently. As you choose new skills to develop, remember an important principle. Depth is often more valuable than speed. Do not rush from one subject to another without mastering anything. Choose one meaningful skill, study it, practice it, apply it. Then continue improving until it becomes part of who you are. Learning without practice has little value. Imagine reading 10 books about playing the piano but never touching the keys. Knowledge alone does not create ability. Practice transforms information into skill. Every lesson should be followed by action. Every hour of study should lead to real experience. This is how mastery develops. Protect your daily learning hour. Treat it as an appointment with your future. During that hour, remove distractions, focus completely, read thoughtfully, practice deliberately, take notes, reflect on what you have learned. Ask yourself one important question: how can I apply this today? Application turns learning into growth. Growth turns potential into value. Before ending this chapter, take a quiet moment to reflect on your future. Imagine yourself 5 years from now. What kind of person do you want to become? What skills would make that future possible? Would stronger communication help? Would leadership create new opportunities? Would learning technology improve your career? Would financial knowledge bring greater freedom? Choose one skill that will have the greatest impact on your life. Commit one focused hour each day to developing it. Do not worry about becoming an expert overnight. Experts are not created in a single week. They are built through thousands of small moments of focused practice. Remember, every hour you invest in learning increases your value. Every skill you master expands your opportunities. Every lesson you apply shapes your future. The person you become tomorrow depends on what you choose to learn today. Keep learning, keep practicing, keep growing. Because the greatest investment you will ever make is the investment you make in yourself. Chapter 7. Strengthen your discipline. There will be days when you feel motivated. You will wake up full of energy. Your goals will seem exciting. Your future will feel clear. On those days, taking action feels easy, but those days are not the ones that determine your future. Your future is shaped on the days when you do not feel like trying. It is built on the mornings when the alarm rings and your bed feels more comfortable than your dreams. It is built on the evenings when you are tired but still choose to spend one meaningful hour improving yourself. That is where discipline begins. Many people believe discipline is something you are born with. They think certain people naturally have more self-control than others. The truth is very different. Discipline is not a gift. It is a skill. Like any skill, it becomes stronger through practice. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. The less you use it, the weaker it becomes. Every day gives you an opportunity to strengthen it. Think of discipline as a muscle. The first time you exercise, your muscles feel weak. Simple movements require effort. If you continue training, your strength increases. The same principle applies to your character. Every time you choose what is important over what is comfortable, your discipline grows. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence becomes stronger. Every time you resist distraction, you become more capable of reaching your goals. Discipline is not about making one big decision. It is about making many small decisions well. Imagine two people preparing for an important exam. The first student studies only when inspiration appears. Some days he works for several hours. Other days he does nothing. His progress depends entirely on his emotions. The second student studies for 1 hour every day, even when tired, even when busy, even when the lesson feels difficult. At the end of several months, who is better prepared? Almost always, it is the student who remained consistent. Discipline creates reliability. Reliability creates results. This lesson applies far beyond education. It applies to health. It applies to business. It applies to relationships. It applies to every meaningful goal. Consistency will often outperform intensity. Many people begin the year with enormous enthusiasm. They create ambitious plans. They promise dramatic change. For a few weeks, everything goes well. Then reality appears. Life becomes busy. Unexpected challenges arise. Motivation fades. Old habits quietly return. Why does this happen? Because motivation is temporary. Discipline is dependable. Motivation says, I will act when I feel ready. Discipline says, I will act because I made a commitment. One depends on emotion. The other depends on character. Character always lasts longer. Consider the story of David. David wanted to become healthier. Every January, he joined a gym. Every January, he felt excited. For a few weeks, he exercised almost every day. By February, he was missing workouts. By March, he had stopped completely. This pattern continued for years. One day, a trainer gave him simple advice. Stop trying to become perfect. Become consistent. Instead of exercising for 2 hours, David committed to 30 minutes. Instead of expecting immediate results, he focused on showing up. Some workouts were excellent. Others felt ordinary, but he never stopped. 1 year later, his health had improved dramatically. More importantly, he no longer depended on motivation. Exercise had become part of his identity. That is what discipline does. It changes what you do until it changes who you are. One reason discipline feels difficult is because your brain naturally seeks comfort. Comfort is pleasant. Comfort feels safe. Comfort asks you to stay where you are. Growth asks you to move beyond what is familiar. The problem is not comfort itself. Rest is necessary. Recovery is important. The danger comes when comfort becomes your permanent home. Nothing remarkable grows inside a comfort zone. Every meaningful achievement requires temporary discomfort. Learning a new skill feels uncomfortable. Having difficult conversations feels uncomfortable. Starting a business feels uncomfortable. Waking up earlier feels uncomfortable. Yet those moments often lead to your greatest growth. Remember this simple truth. Temporary discomfort creates lasting rewards. Temporary comfort often creates lasting regret. Another important part of discipline is learning to keep promises to yourself. Imagine having a friend who constantly broke promises. Would you trust that person? Probably not. Now consider the promises you make to yourself. I will start tomorrow. I will exercise this evening. I will finish this project. I will spend 1 hour learning. Each time you fail to follow through, your confidence quietly weakens, not because you lack ability, but because you stop trusting yourself. The opposite is also true. Every time you keep your word, your self-respect grows. You begin believing that your decisions matter. That belief becomes a powerful source of confidence. One practical way to strengthen discipline is to remove unnecessary temptation. Many people rely entirely on willpower. Willpower is valuable, but it becomes exhausted. A better strategy is to design your environment wisely. If you want to read more, place a book where you can easily see it. If you want to eat healthier, fill your kitchen with nutritious food. If you want fewer distractions, silence unnecessary notifications. If you want to protect your learning hour, schedule it in advance. Your environment should support your goals, not compete with them. Successful people rarely depend on constant self-control. They build systems that make good choices easier. Another helpful principle is focusing on the process instead of the outcome. Imagine planting a garden. You cannot force flowers to bloom overnight. Your responsibility is to water the plants, protect the soil, remove weeds. The results appear naturally with time. Your goals work the same way. You cannot control every outcome. You can control your daily actions. If you consistently follow the process, results eventually follow. Discipline also requires patience. We live in a world that celebrates instant success. People want immediate results, immediate recognition, immediate rewards. Life rarely works that way. Meaningful achievements require time. A musician practices for years before performing confidently. A doctor studies for many years before treating patients. An athlete trains through countless ordinary days before winning a championship. Every impressive result has an invisible history of disciplined effort. Never compare your beginning to someone else's success. You are seeing their results. You are not seeing the years of preparation behind them. Your journey is unique. Honor it. Move forward at your own pace. Keep improving. 1 hour at a time. Discipline also grows stronger when your purpose is clear. If your goal has no meaning, your commitment will not last. Ask yourself why your dream matters. Why do you want better health? Why do you want financial freedom? Why do you want to develop new skills? Why do you want to transform your life? Your reasons become fuel when motivation disappears. Purpose gives discipline direction. Without purpose, discipline feels like punishment. With purpose, discipline becomes an investment. There will be setbacks. There will be missed days. There will be moments when you feel discouraged. Do not allow one mistake to become a permanent excuse. Missing one day does not erase months of progress. Simply begin again. The strongest disciplined people are not those who never fail. They are those who never stop returning. Each new day offers another opportunity to continue. Before ending this chapter, pause and reflect on one area of your life where discipline is needed most. Perhaps it is your health. Perhaps it is your finances. Perhaps it is your learning. Perhaps it is your relationships. Choose one area. Not 5, not 10, just one. Then ask yourself one simple question. What is one disciplined action I can repeat every day? Keep it realistic. Keep it consistent. Protect it. Repeat it until it becomes part of your identity. Remember, discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about being faithful to the future you want to create. Every disciplined choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every hour you protect is an investment in your dreams. Every promise you keep strengthens your character. You do not need extraordinary talent to build an extraordinary life. You need ordinary discipline, practiced every single day. Strengthen it patiently. Strengthen it consistently. Strengthen it one decision at a time. Because in the end, discipline is not what limits your freedom. It is what creates it. Chapter 8. Protect your focus. Your attention is one of the most valuable assets you possess. It is more valuable than money, more valuable than talent, more valuable than opportunity, because without attention, none of those things can be used effectively. Where your focus goes, your energy follows, and where your energy goes, your life begins to grow. Every great achievement in history has required focused attention. A scientist making a discovery, an artist creating a masterpiece, an athlete preparing for competition, an entrepreneur building a business. None of these accomplishments happened through constant distraction. They happened because someone gave complete attention to what mattered most. The same opportunity is available to you, not because you need extraordinary intelligence, but because you can choose where your attention belongs. The challenge is that modern life is designed to compete for your focus. Your phone vibrates, notifications appear, emails arrive, messages demand answers. Social media offers endless entertainment. News headlines promise urgency. Every day, hundreds of voices compete for one thing: your attention. Most of them are asking you to spend it on their priorities instead of your own. If you are not careful, your life becomes a collection of other people's agendas. Imagine walking into a library with the intention of reading one important book. Before you reach the shelf, someone hands you a magazine. A few steps later, another person starts a conversation. Then someone invites you into another room. Hours pass. You leave without reading the book you came for. That is how many people spend their days. They begin with good intentions. Then distraction quietly steals their time. At the end of the day, they wonder why nothing important was accomplished. Distraction is rarely loud. It usually arrives quietly. It says, check your phone for just a minute. Watch one more video. Reply to this message now. Take a short break. Individually, these choices seem harmless. Together, they can consume hours. 1 minute becomes 10. 10 minutes become an hour. 1 hour becomes another day that slips away. This is why protecting your focus is not optional. It is essential. Consider the story of Olivia. Olivia worked from home as a graphic designer. She was talented. She had plenty of clients. Yet she constantly missed deadlines. She blamed her workload. She blamed difficult customers. She blamed a lack of time. One afternoon, she decided to measure how often she was interrupted. The results surprised her. She checked her phone more than 70 times. She switched between tasks dozens of times. She rarely worked on one project for longer than 15 minutes. She was not working too much. She was changing direction too often. The following week, Olivia tried something different. She turned off unnecessary notifications. She placed her phone in another room. She worked in uninterrupted 60-minute sessions. When the hour ended, she took a short break before beginning again. Within a month, her productivity increased dramatically. She completed projects faster. Her stress decreased. Her work improved. Nothing about her talent had changed. Only her focus had. This illustrates an important truth. Productivity is not about doing more things. It is about giving your full attention to the right things. Many people confuse movement with progress. They stay busy all day. They answer emails, attend meetings, organize files, respond to messages. By evening, they feel exhausted. Yet they have made little progress toward their most important goals. Being busy is not the same as being productive. True productivity comes from meaningful focus. Think about sunlight. On a normal day, sunlight warms your skin. But when it passes through a magnifying glass, it becomes powerful enough to start a fire. The light did not become stronger, it became more focused. Your attention works exactly the same way. Scattered attention creates average results. Focused attention creates extraordinary outcomes. One of the greatest habits you can develop is identifying your most important task before your day begins. Ask yourself one simple question. If I accomplish only one meaningful thing today, what should it be? Begin with that task. Do not save it for later. Do not wait until you have answered every message. Protect your best mental energy for your highest priorities. This one habit can change the way you work forever. Another important principle is single tasking. For years, many people believed multitasking was a valuable skill. Research and experience have shown something different. When you constantly switch between tasks, your brain must repeatedly adjust. Each transition requires mental energy. The result is slower work, more mistakes, less creativity. Instead of trying to do 5 things at once, do one thing well. Finish it. Then move to the next. Quality improves when attention remains in one place. Your environment also influences your focus. Take a moment to look around the space where you work. Is it filled with distractions? Does everything compete for your attention? A cluttered environment often creates a cluttered mind. Create a workspace that supports concentration. Keep only what you need. Reduce unnecessary noise. Organize your materials. Small improvements in your environment make focused work much easier. Another hidden enemy of focus is the habit of constant availability. Some people feel they must answer every message immediately, every phone call, every notification, every request. While responsiveness is valuable, constant interruption comes at a cost. Not every message requires an instant reply. Not every request deserves immediate attention. Protecting your focus sometimes means politely saying, "I will respond later." Boundaries are not selfish, they are necessary. Without boundaries, your priorities disappear beneath everyone else's. One powerful technique is creating a daily focus hour. During this hour, you work on your most meaningful task. No phone, no social media, no unnecessary conversations, no interruptions. Treat this hour with the same importance as an important meeting, because it is. It is a meeting with your future. At first, maintaining complete focus may feel difficult. Your mind may wander. You may feel tempted to check your phone. That is normal. Focus is like a muscle. It grows stronger with practice. Each time you return your attention to the task, you strengthen your ability to concentrate. Do not become discouraged. Improvement comes through repetition. Rest also plays an important role in protecting your focus. Many people believe working longer always produces better results. In reality, your brain needs recovery. A short walk, a few minutes of stretching, deep breathing, stepping away from your desk. These simple breaks refresh your mind. They help you return with greater clarity and energy. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It is part of productivity. Focus also requires learning to say no. Every commitment has a cost. Every new responsibility takes time and attention. Before accepting something new, ask yourself a simple question. Does this support the life I am trying to build? If the answer is no, it may deserve a respectful decline. Every time you say yes to something unnecessary, you say no to something important. Protect your attention carefully. It is limited. Spend it wisely. There will always be distractions. Technology will continue advancing. New forms of entertainment will appear. The world will never stop asking for your attention. Your responsibility is not to eliminate every distraction. Your responsibility is to choose your focus intentionally. Every day, you decide what deserves your best energy. Choose wisely. Before ending this chapter, pause for a moment. Think about yesterday. Where did most of your attention go? Did it move you closer to your goals or further away? Now think about tomorrow. What is the single most important task you need to complete? Schedule one uninterrupted hour for it. Protect that hour. Silence your notifications. Close unnecessary tabs. Remove distractions before they appear. Then give that task your full attention. You may be surprised by what you accomplish. Remember, your future is shaped not only by the amount of time you have, it is shaped by the quality of your attention. Every focused hour strengthens your skills. Every distraction weakens your momentum. Choose concentration over confusion. Choose purpose over interruption. Choose progress over busyness. Because every extraordinary result begins with one ordinary hour of complete focus. Protect that hour. Protect your attention. Protect your future. Chapter 9. Turn progress into lasting success. Success is not something you reach, it is something you continue. Many people believe success is a destination. They imagine that one day they will achieve a goal and everything will become easy. But life does not work that way. Every achievement creates a new beginning. Every milestone opens the door to another challenge. The question is not whether you can make progress. The real question is whether you can continue growing after the excitement of early success has faded. That is how progress becomes lasting success. Anyone can feel motivated for a few days. Many people begin a new habit with enthusiasm. They exercise every morning. They read every evening. They follow their schedule. They feel excited because everything is new. Then the excitement slowly disappears. The routine becomes ordinary. The results seem slower. That is the moment when many people stop. Not because they failed, but because they confused excitement with commitment. Lasting success belongs to people who continue even when the journey becomes ordinary. Imagine climbing a mountain. At the beginning, every step feels exciting. The view changes. The air feels fresh. Your energy is high. As the climb continues, the path becomes steeper. Your legs grow tired. The summit is still far away. You have two choices. You can focus on how far you still have to go, or you can appreciate how far you have already come. The second choice gives you the strength to keep moving. Life works the same way. Progress becomes sustainable when you learn to recognize it. Many people ignore their improvement because they compare themselves to someone much further ahead. Comparison steals satisfaction. It makes steady progress feel insignificant. Instead of celebrating what they have achieved, they focus only on what they have not yet accomplished. This mindset creates frustration. A healthier approach is to compare yourself with the person you were yesterday. Have you become more disciplined? Have you learned something new? Have you managed your time more wisely? Have you taken another step toward your goal? If the answer is yes, then you are moving forward, and forward is always better than standing still. Consider the story of Daniel. 5 years ago, Daniel wanted to become a successful photographer. He purchased an expensive camera. He watched tutorials. He practiced every weekend. At first, his photos were average. He felt discouraged whenever he compared his work with professional photographers. One evening, his mentor gave him an unusual assignment. Instead of comparing his photos with professionals, he was told to compare them with the pictures he had taken 6 months earlier. Daniel opened his old files. He looked carefully. For the first time, he noticed how much he had improved. His lighting was better. His composition was stronger. His confidence had grown. The progress had always been there. He had simply failed to notice it. That realization changed his attitude. Instead of chasing perfection, he focused on continuous improvement. A few years later, photography became his full-time career. His greatest breakthrough happened when he learned to value progress instead of perfection. This lesson applies to every area of life. Growth is often difficult to notice while it is happening. Just as you rarely notice your hair growing each day, you may not notice your personal growth from one week to the next. But over months and years, the difference becomes remarkable. Trust the process. Keep moving. Small improvements become extraordinary when given enough time. Another important principle is learning to measure what truly matters. Many people measure success only by external results: income, job titles, awards, recognition. These things can certainly be meaningful, but they do not tell the whole story. True success also includes qualities that cannot always be measured with numbers: integrity, character, wisdom, peace of mind, healthy relationships, the ability to remain calm during difficult moments. These qualities create a life that is both successful and fulfilling. Never sacrifice your character in pursuit of achievement. Real success improves your life without damaging the values that matter most. As your progress continues, remember to review your journey regularly. Successful people do not simply work harder, they also reflect. Reflection helps you recognize what is working. It reveals what needs improvement. It prevents you from repeating unnecessary mistakes. Set aside time each week to ask yourself simple questions. What went well this week? What challenged me? What lesson did I learn? What should I improve next week? These questions create awareness. Awareness leads to better decisions. Better decisions create better results. Another key to lasting success is staying adaptable. Life will change. Your goals may evolve. Unexpected opportunities will appear. Unexpected setbacks will also arrive. People who refuse to adapt often struggle. People who remain flexible continue growing. Imagine sailing across the ocean. A skilled captain cannot control the wind, but the captain can adjust the sails. Life works the same way. You cannot control every circumstance. You can control your response. When conditions change, adjust your approach without abandoning your destination. Resilience is another essential part of lasting success. Every meaningful journey includes disappointment. Plans fail. Projects take longer than expected. Mistakes happen. Criticism appears. None of these experiences define you. What defines you is your response. Some people treat failure as proof that they should quit. Others treat failure as valuable feedback. The second group continues growing. Thomas Edison is often remembered for inventing the electric light bulb. Before succeeding, he experienced countless unsuccessful attempts. When asked about those failures, he explained that he had discovered many ways that did not work. That perspective changed history. Every setback contains information. If you are willing to learn, failure becomes a teacher instead of an enemy. Gratitude also plays a powerful role in long-term success. When people achieve a goal, they often move immediately to the next one. They forget to appreciate how far they have come. Gratitude reminds you that progress is worth celebrating. Take time to acknowledge your effort. Celebrate your consistency. Recognize the people who have helped you. Appreciate the opportunities you have received. A grateful heart finds joy in the journey, not only at the destination. Another habit that supports lasting success is helping others grow. Knowledge becomes more valuable when it is shared. Encourage someone who is beginning. Offer guidance when you can. Share your experiences honestly. Teaching reinforces your own learning. It also creates a positive impact that extends beyond your personal achievements. Success becomes more meaningful when it benefits others as well. As your skills improve, remain humble. There will always be someone who knows more. There will always be another lesson to learn. Humility keeps your mind open. It protects you from becoming satisfied too soon. Growth continues when curiosity remains alive. Never stop asking questions. Never stop improving. Never believe you have reached the end of your development. Remember that success is built one day at a time. The habits you have developed throughout this book are your foundation. Protect your daily hour. Continue learning. Strengthen your discipline. Guard your focus. Take consistent action. Review your progress. Adjust your path when necessary. These habits will continue serving you long after temporary motivation disappears. Before ending this chapter, pause and reflect on your journey so far. Think back to the beginning of this book. How has your thinking changed? What habits have become stronger? What challenges have you overcome? What lessons have shaped you? Now ask yourself one final question. What kind of person do I want to become over the next 5 years? Do not focus only on achievements. Think about your character, your wisdom, your relationships, your contribution to others. Then identify one habit that will help you become that person. Protect it, practice it, improve it, repeat it every day. Because lasting success is not built through one extraordinary accomplishment. It is built through thousands of ordinary decisions made with consistency and purpose. Every day you choose growth, you strengthen your future. Every hour you invest in yourself creates opportunities that cannot yet be seen. Keep moving forward, keep learning, keep improving. Progress may begin with a single step, but lasting success is created by never stopping the journey. Chapter 10. Live a life transformed. You have reached the final chapter of this journey, but this is not the end. It is a new beginning. Over the course of this book, you have explored a simple idea: 1 hour. Just one intentional hour each day. At first, that idea may have seemed too small to make a real difference. Now you understand something many people never discover. Small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary lives. Transformation is rarely dramatic. It is usually quiet. It happens one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one lesson at a time, 1 hour at a time. When people see someone who has achieved success, they often notice only the result. They see the healthy body, the successful career, the thriving business, the peaceful mind, the confident smile. What they rarely see are the thousands of ordinary hours that made those results possible. Every meaningful life is built behind the scenes. Every remarkable achievement begins long before anyone notices. You now understand that your future is not determined by one extraordinary day. It is shaped by what you choose to do every ordinary day. That truth gives you incredible power, because ordinary days are available to everyone. You do not need perfect circumstances. You do not need extraordinary talent. You do not need unlimited resources. You simply need the willingness to keep showing up. Think about everything you have learned. You discovered that one focused hour can change the direction of your life. You learned to take control of your time instead of allowing distractions to control you. You built routines that support your goals. You trained your mind to grow instead of remaining limited by old beliefs. You learned that action matters more than endless preparation. You invested in valuable skills that increase your opportunities. You strengthened your discipline by keeping promises to yourself. You protected your focus in a world full of distractions. You learned how steady progress becomes lasting success. Each lesson is powerful on its own. Together, they create a way of living. Imagine two versions of your future. The first version chooses comfort every day. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. Goals remain unfinished. Dreams slowly fade into memories. Nothing changes because nothing changes. Now imagine the second version. This person protects 1 hour every day. Some days are excellent. Some days are difficult. Some days feel ordinary. But the commitment remains. 1 hour of learning, 1 hour of focused work, 1 hour of improving health, 1 hour of strengthening character. At the end of 1 year, the difference is remarkable. At the end of 5 years, the difference is life-changing. The distance between these two futures is not talent, it is consistency. Life often changes so gradually that we fail to notice it. Think about watching the sunrise. If you stare at the horizon, it seems as though nothing is happening. But minute by minute, the sky grows brighter. Eventually, the entire world is filled with light. Personal growth works the same way. You may not notice dramatic change every day, but if you remain consistent, one day you will look back and realize you have become someone stronger, someone wiser, someone calmer, someone more confident, someone capable of achieving goals that once seemed impossible. That is the quiet power of daily improvement. There will still be challenges. This book has never promised a life without obstacles. There will be disappointment, unexpected setbacks, moments of doubt, days when your motivation disappears. Those experiences are part of every meaningful journey. The difference is that you now have tools to move forward. When distractions appear, you know how to protect your focus. When fear appears, you know that action is the answer. When time feels limited, you know how to invest it wisely. When progress feels slow, you know to trust the process. When you fall, you know how to stand again. That is real transformation. It is not becoming someone who never struggles. It is becoming someone who never stops growing. Remember that success is not measured only by money or recognition. A truly successful life includes peace of mind, strong relationships, good health, integrity, kindness, purpose, the ability to look in the mirror and know that you are becoming the person you were created to be. Never sacrifice these things in pursuit of temporary achievement. A meaningful life is built on balance. Work hard, rest well, keep learning, Take care of your body. Protect your mind. Value the people you love. Share your knowledge. Encourage others. Leave every place better than you found it. One of the greatest rewards of personal growth is the ability to help someone else grow. Your story has value. Your struggles have value. The lessons you have learned may become the encouragement another person desperately needs. Do not keep your growth to yourself. Share it through your actions. Lead by your example. Inspire through your consistency. Sometimes the greatest impact you make will come from the quiet life you choose to live every day. As the years pass, continue protecting your 1 hour. Do not think of it as another task on your schedule. Think of it as an appointment with the person you are becoming. Some days you will spend that hour reading. Other days you will practice a skill. Sometimes you will exercise. Sometimes you will reflect and plan. Sometimes you will simply think deeply about your life and your purpose. The activity may change. The commitment should not. Keep that promise to yourself. There is one final truth worth remembering. You do not become successful when you reach one destination. You become successful every time you choose growth over comfort. Every time you replace excuses with action. Every time you choose discipline instead of delay. Every time you invest in your future instead of settling for the present. Success is not a single moment. It is a way of living. As you close this book, do not ask yourself whether your life will change. Ask yourself a better question. What will I do with my next 1 hour? That question has the power to shape your future. Not tomorrow, not next week, today, this very day. Because your future is not created by what you hope will happen. It is created by what you choose to do now. Years from today, you may forget many of the individual words in this book. But I hope you never forget its central message. One intentional hour has the power to transform a day. A transformed day becomes a transformed week. A transformed week becomes a transformed month. A transformed month becomes a transformed year. And transformed years create a transformed life. The clock will continue moving whether you use your time wisely or not. Every sunrise will offer you another opportunity. Every sunset will remind you that the day is complete. The choice has always been yours. It still is. So begin. Protect 1 hour. Use it with purpose. Learn something new. Build something meaningful. Strengthen your body. Expand your mind. Improve your character. Take one step forward, then another, then another. Never underestimate the power of small beginnings. Never underestimate the strength of consistent effort. And never underestimate the person you can become when you dedicate one focused hour every day to building the life you truly want. Your transformation does not begin someday. It begins today. Your future does not begin next year. It begins with your very next hour. Use it wisely. Your journey has only just begun. Conclusion. You have now reached the end of this book, but more importantly, you have arrived at the beginning of a new chapter in your own life. Throughout these pages, you have discovered a simple truth. Real transformation does not happen by chance. It happens through intentional choices made every single day. You have learned that one focused hour has the power to reshape your future. 1 hour to learn, 1 hour to improve your health, 1 hour to build meaningful skills, 1 hour to strengthen your character, 1 hour to move closer to the life you truly want. That hour may seem small, but never underestimate the power of small actions repeated consistently. History is filled with people who changed their lives not through dramatic moments, but through daily habits practiced with patience and purpose. You can do the same. Remember what you have learned. Take control of your time instead of allowing distractions to control you. Build routines that support your goals. Train your mind to look for growth instead of limitations. Take action even when you do not feel ready. Develop skills that increase your value. Strengthen your discipline. Protect your focus. Measure your progress with patience. Most importantly, never stop investing in yourself. There will be days when everything goes according to plan. There will also be days when life feels difficult. You may miss a habit. You may experience setbacks. You may feel discouraged. That does not mean you have failed. It simply means you are human. Do not allow one difficult day to become a reason to abandon your journey. Pause if you must. Rest when needed. Then begin again. Every new day gives you another opportunity to choose growth. Always remember that perfection is not the goal, progress is. Small improvements made consistently will always outperform occasional moments of perfection. Trust the process. Be patient with yourself. The greatest transformations are often invisible while they are happening. One day, you will look back and realize that the person you once were no longer exists. You will think differently, act differently, live differently, not because of one extraordinary event, but because of hundreds of ordinary hours invested wisely. As you move forward, keep learning, stay curious, remain humble, share your knowledge, encourage others. Success becomes more meaningful when it creates a positive impact beyond your own life. Your growth can inspire your family. Your discipline can influence your friends. Your example can encourage people you may never even meet. Never forget that your actions speak louder than your intentions. Let your life become the message. Years from now, you may not remember every sentence in this book, but I hope you remember one idea. Protect 1 hour each day. Guard it carefully. Use it intentionally. Treat it as the most valuable appointment on your calendar, because that single hour is not just another part of your schedule. It is an investment in your future. The clock will continue moving. The days will continue passing. The choice is how you will use them. Will you allow life to happen to you, or will you choose to build the life you truly want? The answer is found in the decisions you make today, not tomorrow, not next month, today. As you close this book, make one promise to yourself. Promise that you will protect 1 hour every day. Promise that you will continue learning. Promise that you will continue growing. Promise that you will never stop becoming the person you are capable of becoming. If you keep that promise, your future will be very different from your past. Not because life suddenly became easier, but because you became stronger. 1 hour, one decision, one habit, one day. That is how great lives are built. Thank you for allowing this book to be part of your journey. I sincerely hope these lessons stay with you long after the final page. Your future is waiting. Your next hour is waiting. Use it wisely, and remember, the life you dream of is not created in a single moment. It is created one intentional hour at a time.